Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in
in
the
the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are getting into our review of Real Housewives of Dubai. Please forgive us. I thought we were up to date and we are not. Sorry. So we're going to
She
get
was
into
in
it.
vacay mode in her
Right.
mind.
We were truly in vacay mode, y'all. I
Not
didn't
we.
watch
I said
nothing.
her.
Don't do that. She was on vacation. So she ain't watched it either.
I
So
did.
anyway,
I got my notes. Don't do that.
anyway, after the fact. Anyway, so
She said we didn't do it.
we are going to get into episode 9 and 10 of Real Housewives of Dubai. Please make sure if you have not already that you hit that like button
and that subscribe button.
And let's get into it, y'all. And let's get shady. We see Ion and Sarah meet up and they're trying to catch up. Ion comes in what looks like it could be another
wedding dress.
Right. And tells Sarah this is what she should have worn to Stansberry's wedding. And you might have made it worse, Ion. So, and Ion says, of course she looks better than everybody else. I mean, she blames God, not her.
Basically, that's what you got to deal with. You got to take it up.
Right? She woke up like this. So,
period.
Okay. So Sarah asked her what she's been up to, and she says doing her husband. Ion is just so forthcoming. I love it.
Let's not forget she said doing her laundry. She said doing her laundry and doing her husband. You know, she's still doing her wife, you know, her shit around the house too.
I'm surprised the maid ain't doing the laundry and she's just doing the husband. Whatever.
Right.
Whatever. So Sarah says that things have been quiet and she's just been spending time with Matum. Now, they talk about the drama with Brooks. Sarah says she doesn't hold any grudges against her and thinks that those who hurt others. And those who heal others. And this is when I had to be like, okay, but you do sound like a meme. I go through this shit every day on my Instagram feed, girl. Chill out a little bit, okay? She said that, you know, she just wants to have Brooks back. And Ion thinks this is so nice because she admits she just wants to be petty when she's upset. Ion says she can be petty for 10 minutes and then she thinks about Jesus. And then she remembers Judas and says, that's Brooks. That's Brooks. She said her and Brooks are frenemies. But Brooks is Judas. And I think she said Judah, but we knew what
she said Judah.
We knew what you meant, Ion.
She said because Jesus trusted him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he killed him.
I love her analogies, metaphor. They don't always make sense, but she be trying. So Ion says she loves the kind, loving Sarah, but says it can come off a little judgmental to others. And she wants to get to know the other layers of Sarah, which what our girl Brooks had already told her. Mm-hmm. She was just inebriated and, you know, very loud. So Sarah didn't really receive it. Now, Sarah talks about seeing her aunt getting divorced at 14 mm-hmm. and how she wasn't supported. She told herself that she never wanted to end up that way. She started her first business at 15 and felt that kind of helped her lose part of her childhood. Mm-hmm. Then she was married and she said it was a bad marriage and she was the main provider. I said, oh, okay. She says she then went through life after that marriage feeling not good enough because all of her friends said, I told you so. And I said, well, Sarah, you give me, and I get it, it's a process, but you give me the type to be like, but y'all don't give a fuck what you think, but I guess you got to get there, right? She said that's why she preaches so much about love and kindness. Ion suggests to her, why doesn't she try to come off in a way that's a little less judgmental since she knows how it feels, but mm-hmm. says that she does believe Sarah means well. So Sarah says she preaches to women to let them know it's okay to leave. You know, she's on this who run the world. Girls. Yeah, Sarah's definitely on that. Didn't they do that video out in the desert too? I'm just saying.
She actually said she wants to brainwash women to let them know mm-hmm. that it's okay to leave, you know, on her social media platform.
And then they take a picture with Ion's train of her dress. and send it off to Stansbury. And I said, well, y'all shady.
That ain't some petty shit.
Right. Now, but that was Sarah's idea. That wasn't Ion.
But I thought it was cute because it actually looked like it could have worked. Like she wrapped herself in like part of the dress.
Yeah, it was really cute.
It was really cute. It was a beautiful picture. Brooks meets up with her ex-husband, Zeron. This is the man that she was married to for 7.5 years. She gives us a little bit of background story. She says, you know, she had an internship in New York back then, and he was charming, had an amazing accent. But she was like thinking back on it, he fed her some bad juju.
Mm-mm.
She says he was an angry person in their marriage, and it was never going to change. So she had to
dip.
Okay. Now they sit down and she explains to him that Adam's not happy. He's being bullied a little bit in school, and she wants them to get together with the teacher so they can have a conversation.
Right.
You know, he's all for it. So he's been gone for like 4 months, and you know, he's just catching up, wants to know about the spa. And she says that she decided to build it in City Walk, but they're very strict. And he was like, it's not a problem. Just, you know, we just need to get the drawings approved and submit the work for the permit. Yeah. And then they can start working on it.
We also learned that her ex-boyfriend is one of her biggest investors.
Yes. And she also says that Zeron is the best private developer in Dubai. So she couldn't think of anybody else to go in business with. She getting the money from an ex-boyfriend. She get the developer ex-husband. Teamwork make the dream work. Okay.
Okay. I said this. Brooks got a roster.
Yes, she do.
I ain't mad at it.
A good one.
I know, right? If you're gonna have a bench full, you might as well be, you know, because when it comes time to play,
females think they got a roster,
and you got a nigga that won't even come help you change your tire,
right? And there'd be a nigga that be on somebody else's roster, somebody else's roster, and somebody else's roster.
Well, that part.
And the main nigga that look ain't got a main bitch. Okay, look, she got a roster for real. Mm-hmm. She got an all-star roster. So he lets her know what it might cost to build. He says like between 1.2 and 1.5, which apparently, yes, the ex-boyfriend is helping out with this. Okay.
Just a little coin. Just a little coin.
Just a little coin. Now she's like, you know, you seem pretty calm now, you know? And he's like, yeah, I found my peace. And she's like, why couldn't it be like this when we was married? And he tells her basically, you know, he was not in a good mental space at that time. And you know, he does apologize, but he's in a better place now. And you know, she feels like that he made it hard for her to move forward and be trusting with other men. You fucked this woman up, sir. That's what you did. That's what you need.
But she did say she appreciates the apology, and it helps give her a little bit of closure.
Yeah.
Lisa sends out an invite to all the ladies that she's hosting a little dance hall party. Okay, she's gonna
know that's right.
Your wine, you know. Get it?
I don't know. These shows be giving me ideas.
Right. Now, Stansbury is a little concerned because she can't really dance, and she doesn't really want to wear no costume, you know. But, you know, Sergio's trying to get her hyped up. So then the ladies go to meet up or I shouldn't say all the ladies. It was actually Ion, Sarah, and Nina. They go to meet up at the Dubai Gold Market.
The gold.
Thank you. I couldn't get I just put market. Now, Ion shows up in another amazing dress. This time it's in purple. But the train is still giving. That's what my notes say. It was giving.
She was sweeping the floor with that dress. And
I must say, throughout, I feel like it was this episode 9 and 10, I noticed that all of Ion's confessional looks were amazing.
I noticed
they were the only two that changed. Sarah changed hers a couple times. But really, it was only her and Ion. And each look, I was like, it just keeps getting better and better.
She's just a baddie.
She is. So They go shopping and try to haggle to get better prices on their gold, which I thought was cute. They then sit down, and Ayan lets them know that she's doing a dinner with Ethiopian food, which is her mother's culture. And girl, I wish I could have been invited. Girl, they both have never had Ethiopian food, but are super, super excited. She then rips the band-aid off and lets them know Brooks is coming too. Now, she says she invited her based off her supporting her at her fashion show and feels that her and Nina and Sarah kind of need to have a conversation. Sarah feels like as long as she gets a sober Brooks, she's good. She has no problem having a conversation. I'll get to that later, but I'm starting to notice that and y'all have seen, if you watch our reviews, I have no shame. I am a little bit of a lush, okay? But Brooks, I'm gonna just let that sit right there. I love you, girl, but you know, water to wine. Make sure you get more water than you do wine. That's all I'm saying. Or it might be them bubbles. Them bubbles get to you like that. Anyway, so yeah. so then yeah, so then she says she has no problem having a conversation. Sarah says she really just wants to help her out. And then Ayan says, well, you know, some cows just drink from the river, no matter how you try to force them. And Sarah tries to correct her and says, well, you can lead a horse to water,
but you can't force them to drink.
Make it drink. And Ayan says, horses and cows are a lot alike, you know.
They both say
and Nina's
bad
like,
move.
There's nothing alike. They're nothing alike. And I was like, I love Ayan. It's the ignorance is cute, and it's not even like it's cute. I can't even be mad. We know this girl is not, you know, from there, so I get it.
So Sergio trying to give Stansbury some pointers on how to dance hall. Okay, he over here shaking his little ass. He's twerking.
Yeah,
Sergio know what he doing. He says this is dance hall Miami style.
Well, that was given.
That's what he said. But I would think
it didn't give me not a city girl, not a city walk, not a city park. It didn't give it none of that. Okay,
nothing to do with the city. Yo, you an idiot.
I'm just saying.
So he is actually making up a routine for her. I just like how in it he is. I just love it. He is invested. I love it. He's like, baby, I got you. We gonna learn this.
Yasmin says this routine makes her want to gouge her eyes out. And I actually love Jasmine. I think they need to go ahead and give her a piece of gold. They need to add her ass to the show. But I guess they can't because she's not married.
Well, you know, that don't make a difference.
And then tells them that they look like highlighters.
And Stansbury don't even know what the hell a highlighter is.
Yeah.
She's like, what the hell?
I'm like, they didn't have that in boarding school, Stansbury? Come on now. Or were you
they had those when I was in school. Well, you know what?
Stop.
Ain't gonna do that.
Look, let it go. We don't want to be ageist. Now, are you going into Brooks?
Well, I was just gonna say, and then he threw a pink wig on, and I didn't think it looked half bad. I thought he looked pretty dope. His little pink wig on, doing his little dance hall Miami dance. Brooks is in the car. She's heading over to the lady. She is clearly uncomfortable. She says she in the hood. Okay. Now look, she ain't no city girl.
Okay.
So the ladies get to the restaurant. They sit down. And Nina gives an update on her father's condition and says that, you know, that they're allowing him to go home that day. So she says that he's still on oxygen, but he's doing much better. And he's the type that never cries, but he cried when he got home.
I thought this was sad. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Don't do this. Why y'all keep on doing this?
Just makes you feel thankful about life, and you know.
Ayan tells Sarah to try and listen to Brooks and try to understand her. And, you know, if you not feeling where she's coming from, Sarah says she's just going to ignore it.
She's not going to give the energy.
Yeah, exactly. Brooks walks in. She looks bad. She's a baddie right now. Like she's that bob that she had.
It was giving. I did like that.
This is what the switch up looked like. She was
looking. Don't play. I give it to her. I haven't seen her really I mean, every now and then I feel like she could have chose a better wig or wet it more, but most of the time her looks
Wet it
are,
more.
yeah,
Throw in some leave-in conditioner, huh, girl?
yeah, just a little something.
So she comes in, she greets everyone. She tells Sarah, nice to see you. Sarah says the same, and automatically Brooks is on 10. You're lying. You're lying. She's like, girl, what? What? What just happened? So then
She
she,
really did.
she switches the subject. Ion lets them know that they're having Ethiopian food. And, she speaks about her dress and stuff like that.
Then
Brooke
Brooks
says,
wants to address the cat in the room. And Ion starts looking around the restaurant for the cat.
then
Then Brooks,
they try to break down the elephant in the room thing, and she's
at a loss.
yeah,
Bless her
she
heart.
has no idea what's going on. So she says the last time they were all together, it was a disaster. And they're friends, they need to be able to communicate in a better way. So she tells Sarah that they just need to focus on each other and how they made each other feel and where certain boundaries lie so that this type of shit never happen again. And feels like it ignited, something based on the conversation like that. It was just weird. It was just weird. She's like, basically, like, you just touched on something weird, some shit you ain't got no business touching on. So she tells her, I felt like he was coming from my parenthood. I felt judged. And basically you told me like I should have gone upstairs with my son and put him to bed or what. She's like, no, there was a lot of back and forth miscommunication. Look,
I definitely agree with that. I think that Sarah is neglecting. It's not about what she said, it's how she said it. It was the delivery.
Yeah.
And the tone. And for Brooks, it's more about one, you shouldn't be saying it anyway, so it feels judgmental. And yeah, it is what you said, because what Sarah's saying or the way she's receiving it.
Yeah. And Sarah's just like, well, I did ask you for permission. She's like, and Brooks had a very good point at this point. She's like,
I
didn't know what you were. I didn't know
my parenting.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were gonna say. Like,
right.
The hell, I gave you permission to speak freely. But who the fuck thinks that you're gonna judge them on their parenting
at their house in front of their company?
Well, basically, long story short, they get into it. I mean, really, I thought they was about to go to blows, to be quite honest with you. Nina jumps
Sarah
up.
feels Brooks is misunderstood and a bit tipsy.
It was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. Nina jumps up. She's like, this is too much. Like, y'all are doing too much. Sarah leaves. She runs after Sarah. Then Nina comes back. She's like, look, I'm done with this shit. I'm out of here. I got too much shit going on in my life.
Right.
Then Ion is trying to sit down, have her meal. She's like, come on, Brooks. And Brooks is like, nope, I'm leaving too. She's like, damn, like, you just gonna leave me here with all this food? Like, you know what? All right, well, then fuck you too. I'm about to
Ion sat right there in
my beautiful dress
and ate her Ethiopian. Girl, I felt
did.
so bad because I wanted to come join you so badly.
I never had Ethiopian food. I'm gonna have to try it now.
That needs to happen.
Lisa is at the dance class where she invited the ladies to come, and she tells the instructor that she's a yardie. She ain't no dancehall queen, okay? Regardless to where she's from. Okay. She like, no. I'm Miami, bitch. Right. And Nina shows up first, and she catches up with Lisa, lets her know that they went to the souk, and they were supposed to have dinner, but things did not turn out that way. Shit went awry. She says Brooks and Sarah got into it, and it went from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay.
That's about right.
Lisa said she don't care what the ladies got going on. She needs them both to be there.
And don't bring that energy.
Exactly. And dance hall music, it unifies. Okay. It unifies people. And she asked her, did she bring her stage? She said, girl, I start bringing that shit around because I learned it don't work on these ladies.
That's funny.
Now the rest of the ladies begin to show up. And of course, Ion is not in no type of workout gear. She is dressed to the nines as per usual in the dance hall studio. Okay. Lisa says that DJ Ranger. Is that the name? DJ Ranger? That's what I got. Anyways, who
Yeah.
is an instructor thinks it's a good idea for them to break into two groups. So she puts Brooke, Sarah, and Ion together. I said, "Oh, girl, you." And she'll be with Stansberry and Nina. I said, "Girl, you trying to? That's a machinist, bitch." Sarah said she's gonna pretend like Brooks is not even there. Okay.
And then she doesn't have any control over anyone else's behavior. So she gonna be a fool. She gonna be a fool.
Now the teacher, he teaches them how to do dances called the snap, then Pond the River, and the wine. Okay.
And Lisa's group is giving.
Stansberry actually didn't do too bad either.
I was gonna say, but she was part of Lisa's group.
That's true. That's true.
Sarah and Brooks are plotting an ending to their set.
Yes, and it was super cute. It was super dope. They had like some little shit where they like gonna go dance, like shake their ass in front of their other group when the dance was over. I thought it was cute. Everybody really did a good job.
Lies you tell.
Well,
Ion was awful.
Ion was she was.
I mean, I know we're Ion fans, but this is Shadeinthecity. We got to keep it real. It was really bad.
Ion, yes. She, and you know what? It's so cute because she said she is like, when she's up on stage and she's performing, she's like Rihanna and Beyonce if they had a baby. Okay. She gives all the energy. Oh. She was giving energy. She was definitely giving energy.
She just wasn't giving dance.
She was also giving a heart attack, or I don't know what the hell she was giving. She was giving something else.
Seizure, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was still cute. It was you know, she still did good for Ion.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like somebody said she looked like a giraffe dancing.
I heard many things, but look like convulsions.
Brooks pulls Sarah to the side and says that, you know, she just wants to talk about everything, and, you know, like it's how everything's been so heavy, and, you know, she feels like she's really a good person, and it's possible that, you know, she was being hypersensitive, and because like they're still getting to know each other and she's not aware of what triggers her. And she says that Adam like is with her all the time, like that's, you know, like her shadow. And anything dealing that with him, anything that comes up about him is going to trigger her. So bitch, don't bring up my son.
Right.
He's off the table. And she says, like, you know, she suffers so much with him. So, and he's, and she's proud of the wonderful person that he has still become, with all the things that she went through. And Sarah understands. Sarah gets it. Let's hope. Okay. And she says to her, if she ever needs her, you know, like she's there. And she wants to make
I'll be there.
What? Just look over your shoulder, honey.
My hand to you. I have faith in all you do. Oh, just call my name.
What?
And what? I'll be there. Okay, I'm sorry. So everybody looks real festive for Lisa's party. They all seem to be having a great time, especially Lisa's father-in-law, who is in there with his fake dreads and, you know, his Bob Marley hat, living his best life, apparently, drinking his rum punch.
I think I wouldn't even knew he was a white boy.
Right.
To be honest with you.
So then they, you know, everybody's sitting around having fun. They end up going out to display their dance routines.
I thought it was cute. Even Sarah had a afro on.
Yes.
And look, Lisa made it clear. She's like, look, this is no cultural appropriation. Okay. Jamaica's motto is out of many, one people. Okay. And she's like, Arabs have afros too. So she don't want to hear none of that shit.
Oh, okay. She said, set that straight for y'all try to go at me on Twitter. Now,
come for my friends.
As we know, they did end up doing their dances, and everybody notices how awful Ion is.
But they noticed her energy.
Her husband says she can't dance, but she makes up for it with her confidence. Now, Lisa says she knows she doesn't like to be called Big Bird, but that's really what she was giving that night. And I have to agree. And Brooks thought if God gave Black women one thing, it was rhythm, but clearly he missed Aon. Stansberry says she was too drunk to remember the routine, but she was feeling herself. And she said that she feels Lisa and Nina were holding her back. Now, based on the crowd, Brooks wins for best wine. Nina gets best energy.
Which I think should have went to.
Huh?
I think that should have went to Ion. Best energy.
And most likely to never dance again goes to Stansberry. Now, Stansberry takes her crown and puts it on Ion.
She says it's a huge mistake.
She definitely won that. But of course, Lisa would never give it to her. And obviously, the MVP
goes to Ion.
Goes to non-dancing ass Ion. And Stansberry says she believes she got her crown. Sarah gets best dressed. And of course, Lisa crowns herself the dance hall queen.
Then they all do the dance together, which I thought was super cute.
You mean 5 of them did the dance together? One person thought she was doing it.
You were the worst.
Really wasn't doing anything. All right, y'all, stop. Reverse the tape. No, not reverse. I'm sorry. Let's move forward. Fast forward. Stop. Here we are getting into episode 10. Thank y'all for tuning in. Episode 9. If you haven't already and you've been here with us, please make sure you like
and subscribe. We
appreciate it. Now let's get into it and let's get shady about Real Housewives of Dubai, episode 10. Clank, clank. Now, we get into it. Stansberry is packing for her upcoming hen weekend at, Nurai Islands with the ladies. Nurai, I believe it's Nurai. Sergio is being super clingy and feels like he wants to go and says if he can't go, can he at least drive her there? And basically she lets him know, look, I know we just got married, but I need a little bit of space. This is a girls' weekend. You cannot come.
I thought it was cute because she's like, I let him know from the beginning that, when it's girls' time, I need girls' time. And she feels like he's acting this way because they just got married. But she tells him, she's like, I need you to cut the umbilical cord. This man don't even know what the hell that shit is.
He said, what is that? What is
and when she explained it to it, when
you cut the mother from the baby.
So when she explained, she was like, why would I want to do that?
I said, and this is how you know you have a child.
But it was cute because she's like, like Englishmen, they're not like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we're married now. Go on about your business. She was like, this is a good problem to have. I was like, okay.
If you like it, I love it.
So Sarah invited Brooks to go ATVing or four-wheeling in the desert. And she says, you're not a real Emirati if you don't hang out in the desert often. I ain't no Emirati.
Not at no 98 degrees, maybe
with no trees or nothing. No, you got me all the way fucked up. So Brooks shows up.
I know, but sand in my eyes and things, my ears and orifices.
No. So Brooks shows up, and she's super excited. She's ready to hop on one and go. She says she a speed demon. So Sarah helps her put on a gutra. It's a headpiece. Apparently, it protects you.
I'm glad you got it. I didn't, and if I did, it wasn't gonna be pronounced right.
It protects your ears from the sand. It also, keeps your hair straight. Because it goes around, make your hair still fine. Now, Brooks, with her little speed demon ass, she done flipped over off of her ATV. Thank goodness she was fine, so she just hopped back on and, kept on going. They reached their destination. Sarah says she loves this because, it gets rid of stress and keeps her calm. So the ladies, they set up a picnic, and Sarah lets Brooks know whatever it is she's going through, she's there for her. I guess she felt like she had that whole temper tantrum and shit, like, bitch, you're going through some shit. And she says, although they had their rough moments and, things were tense, she got upset, she doesn't know if she realized, but every time she hugged her, she tried to hug her tight. And Brooke says that she's the type of person that you kind of have to ease your way in. Because if you come on full throttle, she's going to push back. And Sarah's realizing that they have some things in common.
Reminded me of someone I know.
Ooh.
If you just come in too fast and especially new people, they're not very receiving. You have to work your way in with them. I mean, I'm not new, so I don't know what that is like, but I've seen it. Other people display it towards other people.
You think he's so funny, don't you? You're an ass. This show is not about me.
I'm just help. It is real therapeutic. It's feeling real therapeutic right now.
Anyways, okay. So Brooke asked Sarah how long after her divorce did it take her to heal, and Sarah tells her it took her like 2 years, but really it could have taken 10. But she, she took the time to tell herself, she was like, forget about him, and she wanted to make the change for herself. She wanted to heal herself. Brooke feels
okay. Go ahead.
What?
Is it just me, or even in this conversation, I felt she sounded kind of judgy? Like, I get she asked her for her advice, but she was like, I just had to get over it, say screw him and heal myself. Like, that's great that's what you went.
I didn't think that was the judgy part. That was like the self-righteous part.
Okay, that's self-righteous. Thank you. That's a great word.
The judgy part to me was, the first thing you say to me is, if you're going through something, I'm here for you. So you think the way I was acting was based off of me going through something versus what
and not the fact that I felt disrespected.
Exactly.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I again, I like Sarah. I ain't really got no issue, but at the end of the day, Sarah does come off as very like, I don't want to say she thinks she's better than people. She'll never come out and say it, but she definitely feels it.
Absolutely. Oh, I've had healing. I've had therapy. So I'm up here and you're down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But she lets her know that she had to make up in her mind that whatever, was done to her was not her fault, and it doesn't make her wrong, even though she gave herself and, made sacrifices, that she wasn't wrong. That's what she was supposed to do in a relationship, that it was him that did the wrongdoing and it helped her heal. So Brooks doesn't feel like she really had the time to heal and actually focus on her healing, which I like the way she said that. Because yes, you had the time to heal, but you actually have to focus on healing. So I like that she said that. And she feels like she just kept it inside and built up this tough exterior. And Sarah basically tells her, you can't. Oh, I'm sorry. And then they talk about Brooks brings up, she also had a little bit of pain because realizing that her son was being bullied. And I thought it was cute because they kind of bonded with that. Sarah was like, my son, he's like weird. He's weird.
Yeah,
he's bullied too. And she's like, those are the best kids, and that sucks because, your kid is great. And to see them get bullied, yes, it can be painful. She basically tells her that don't let the pain sharpen your edges. Instead, let them smooth them out. And you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend.
I knew it was coming.
When I saw it on the show, I swear to God, I was like, you got friends in me.
Next your ass gonna be singing Hakuna Matata.
That is the best song in Toy Story, okay? Don't do it. These meet up for their trip, and Nina says she's never traveled anywhere without her children, except for one time she spent the night about 10 minutes away overnight, and she still went back home to tuck her kids in at night. So she had a goodie bag from her son that was waiting.
Oh, yes, I did watch this part. Okay, you're right. I did. That was cute.
Yo, let me tell you something. See, okay, listen, I have a daughter. She's super sweet, super cute, but I don't know. I feel like it's something about boys. I feel like it was the boy who did this. Like, that is just,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Jesus Christ.
That would be like, y'all, this is cool, but I'm just gonna stay at home with my child.
Right? Like, why you do this for me? But yes, he had a goodie bag for her, which was super dope. Then all the ladies, they're going to Nurai Islands and traveling in style, okay? In
In
these
Rolls Royces.
Rolls Royce SUVs.
Okay.
Okay. Now they arrive at Nurai Island, hop on a boat to get to the house that they're staying at.
Was it a boat or was it a yacht?
That wasn't a yacht.
Oh, it does.
But I mean, it was more like just a quick little travel boat. Like it's not to stay on.
It's not to be luxurious.
Yeah, it's not to stay on long. It's just to get from point A to point B. Now I feel like Ion was super twisted. She had too much libations because she's out here handing out everybody compliments. She's in an amazing mood. She made a song, she said, for Nina.
She done moved everybody on the boat.
Now when they get to the house, this house is super duper dope. Stansbury said that it costs $50,000 a night to stay at that villa. The
Prime Minister of Spain stays there.
Yes. And the king of Spain and the prime ministers stay there. Now, apparently, all the ladies are nagging about which room they want and what they deserve and all types of shit. Sarah's like, you know what? I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna just take the bunk beds. Y'all bitches.
Oh, no. She assigned her the bunk beds. And Sarah said, I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want to be that person because I'm Miss Peace, Love, Eat, Love, Pray. But she felt some type of way being stuck in the bunk beds. Then she gave Ion a room with 2 twin beds. Yeah, it was Stansbury that set up them room arrangements. They didn't pick. That's why she was so mad when they got to Lisa's room. And Lisa has a beautiful queen size like everybody else. And so does Brooks. And then Caroline and Nina are sleeping sharing a room together, which I thought was strange. Are they holding each other at night? Like, why couldn't
who's the one that didn't? This was gifted to her, right?
Yes, it was gifted to her, and she brought all the ladies. I think it was the lady that owns the place.
Oh, okay. Out in the desert. Okay. Now Ion, she compliments Lisa on her room, and Brooks tells her to take her tongue out her ass.
Was it her tongue or her thumb?
No, she said her tongue.
Oh, okay. I thought she said her thumb. Damn.
And Ion's like, she's my friend, you know, and they start bickering back and forth. And she's like, I've never had my tongue in anyone's ass, but I could try. I said,
Lisa says she's exhausted by the two of them. She just can't. And then Lisa also mentions that she feels like Nina is drawing closer to Stansbury because she feels some type of way about her and Ion's relationship getting a lot stronger, because apparently when this whole process, or, you know, obviously certain girls knew each other or had friendships, and her and Nina were probably the closest out of everybody. And now they seem to be, you know, venturing apart, and she's leaning more towards Stansbury, which I think was talked about earlier in the season.
The ladies are getting ready for dinner, and Ion explains to Brooks that she didn't like it when she said that she had her tongue in Lisa's asshole. She's like, it's never been of anyone's asshole. And Brooks is like,
okay, and you know, Ion would tell you if it had.
Right? And Lisa's like, oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Brooks is like, okay, baby, I believe you. But I didn't mean it literally. I just meant like, you ain't got to be her chorus. Okay, you ain't got to be her hype man.
Right.
And she says it's like the Migos when Offset goes.
Offset.
Whoop, whoop. That Ion is the one that's going whoop whoop. Yo. But you know what? Ion says that's something I'll work on. You know, since it bothers you, but I also need you to accept me for who I am and understand that that's who I am, because I ain't ever tried to change you, boo. So they kiss and hug it out. Now Stansbury and
Nina show up to dinner, and they
want to put on their pajamas. I ain't gonna lie, this would be some shit I would do. I ain't gonna lie.
No, you would.
I would be like
everybody dressed to the nines, and you.
I'm already ready for dinner. For bed. Like, the hell?
Terrible.
We've been traveling all goddamn day. The fuck? Be like, Trish, you don't want to just put on your pajamas? The fuck?
Well, don't entice me with a good time, but still.
So they both showed up in their goddamn pajamas. Okay? And Ion, she seems like she feels disrespected. She's like, We're here in Valentino, and y'all are looking like some basic bitches. Basic I am.
No, I would have had to get Valentino pajamas or something, or Gucci pajamas.
No, I'm sure they had nice pajamas on. Ion comes dressed to the nines all the time.
That's true.
So even
if
my
you trying to keep up with that bitch, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah,
you're tripping.
You're right. You're right. You got points.
So she's like, she's such a shady ass. She's like, you got to be careful who you surround yourself around because you might pick up their fashion sense.
And then Sarah clearly felt some type of way because then she went and changed her clothes because she felt so out of place sitting next to Ion. And I said, well, I don't blame you, boo.
Yes. But
then Brooks asks about whether Stansberry is learning Spanish yet. So she says only the bad words. Apparently he's called her in Spanish a couple times. And yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. That's how she knows it. They talk about Stansberry and Sergio and their age difference. Stansberry says they've been through a lot. There's been a lot of jokes. Most of them she's already told. But just with the age difference and the kid, the 3 kids, and, she feels like they're good and she's happy. She's found her, happily ever after. Ion admits that she did judge her at first and apologize for that. And Stansberry does accept her apology. Ion says she's surprised at how good of a time she's actually having there. Then, before you know it, as they have this peaceful moment, in comes the Lebanese dancers, and and it was cute, and they were all dancing around and have a good time. And can I just tell y'all one thing that I have noticed?
They did a Lebanese dance called Dabki.
Brooks is lit every time she sits. You can see it in her face.
Look, we talking about people that remind us of people.
Don't do that.
That remind me of somebody I know.
Don't do that.
See it all in their face.
She's sitting at the table.
Very familiar. Very familiar. You know when Treese is lit.
Don't do that. Then the ladies get into their PJs, the ones that already weren't. And Brooks is already lit, as I said. They're trying to teach Ion how to play Never Have I Ever. Brooks gives her an example of, it's like, like I've never given a man a blowjob. And Ion is like, but I've done that a lot of times. I've given a lot of blowjobs. And I was like, oh, poor Ion. This is going to be an interesting game. So then we learn Brooks has never had a one-night stand, but we also learned she hasn't slept with anybody's boyfriend, but she has slept with their husband. I said, woo, okay, Brooks. Ion says in her confessional, she's enjoying learning new things about the ladies and them being, comfortable enough to open up to each other. We also learned Ion was married as a virgin. And she was like, well, you gotta save something for that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a little something.
I feel like she said something about her having anal sex, but they bleeped it out. And she was like, I got married as a virgin. Like, but she was in my ass.
Whoa, okay. I know things look a little different, right? But
just live it.
There's glitches, rainstorms, it's what global warming is going on out here. Climate change. It's real.
That's what it is.
Sometimes it stops tapes, recordings, and things we got to do. So we had to do this in a couple pieces. But we're gonna finish it out. And basically, Stansberry thinks that it is a poor waste of money for Lisa to have this diamond in her vagina. Now, we learned
I think it's okay to have a little sparkle down there.
Okay. We learned
sparkle anywhere.
Oh Lord. We learned that at one point Brooks was sleeping with a president-elect. And she had the desire to be a first lady. However, he was already married. I said, okay, don't you be doing that.
He already had his first lady.
What you're not gonna do is insinuate Brooks. So then they began popping balloons with their coochies. Okay. Ion said
with their coochies.
With the coochies. Then Ion said she's a baller. And they agreed
to be a baller. Shot code.
A pegger? That's what it gives me. It gives me that Ion likes to peg. Anyway, so you see all the ladies getting up and getting prepared for the day. Ion looks like she is getting ready for a full day of glam. Apparently, this is her usual. This is she woke up like this, and she has her glam team. She starts talking about Brooks and how she may be a little jealous of her relationship with Lisa. And the makeup artist lets her know that, usually when people are jealous, it's because they're sad. That's why. Because she's sad. I link up for breakfast, and Ayan says that her room faces the ocean. Now, she thought there was a jinn in her room. We learned a jinn is in Arabian mythology is a spirit inhabiting the earth, but unseen by humans. Basically, it's a ghost, or kind of the same level. Now, Lisa believes this is a gin-a-tonic, and obviously it's not the same. Poor girl. She then talks about how she does believe in spirits, and how they can carry on, and talks about her cousin and her brother who was killed, but they grew up in the same house together, and he was killed by his friend. Now, after his death, which she took very hard, she believes that he kept bringing dreams to her, and the guy that killed him apparently ran off, and they could never find him. They were searching for him for a while, but her cousin just kept bringing dreams to her, and then she eventually helped lead the police to find his killer, who just happened to be in New York somewhere, and they had no idea where he was. But again, she saw him in New York. She saw his face. She saw where he lived. She said she saw it so vividly, and she said it got to a point where it even caused tension in her marriage, because Rich thought she was crazy and told her she needed to calm the hell down, and she needed therapy and all types of other stuff. So she
You know what
says,
that mean, Rich? You better not do no dirt, because she'll know.
okay. And so basically she says that, that kind of sits with her, and she has a hard time, I guess, loving people or getting, vulnerable with a lot of people, because she's afraid of losing them and doesn't want to experience that same type of hurt again. So I was like, oh, poor Caroline. I said, poor Caroline, poor Lisa. Now, Caroline says that she has an excursion on this little wave thing that the kids love. So they're going to go, and it's like a wave, like a wave park. It's literally like for surfers, or if you just like getting thrown by, waves. That's people who think that's fun. It seems a little aggressive to me. Water is powerful, and I believe in it. Okay.
Says the mom. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead.
Don't do that. So she makes all the ladies go, and they take bikes, actually, which I thought was cute. So they all bike to the joint. Everybody's being domesticated and, biking there, and they get off. Now, Ion and Nina decide they're not getting in. Sarah's going all in. She's like, no, I'm gonna get on my surfboard. I'm gonna try. Brooks got out there. Lisa got out there and got attacked by the waves, and Stansberry loved it. She was like, ha ha ha, bitch. I knew what I was doing. But they all had
something I can do that you guys can't.
Right. And they all had a good time, and it was fun. And I will say that I think we saw what's the girl's name? Nina drinking, which we haven't seen her drink in a while or at all. And she was like, oh, I don't know, guys. I don't do this. But they actually got their girl out there drinking. So I was like, I hope y'all gonna be out there tomorrow when she's
babysitting.
Right. So they get to dinner that night, and Brooks orders double tequilas. She's clearly been, okay? Ion talks about Sergio making a post about how much he misses Stansberry. And she's like, is that normal for him, like, to be so clingy? And Stansberry says that is how Sergio shows her that he loves her, and shows her every day. And, she embraces it. Sarah brings up how he's giving the love he wants in return. And, it's a makeup for everything she's been through in her life. And, Nina says, oh, you've manifested him. So Brooks asks, if that's true, what was your blueprint, girl? Because I need it. Please give me Sierra's prayer. What is it, baby girl? Let me. Now, Stansberry says she knows she's been through a lot. Sarah talks about how dope Brooks is for doing everything on her own without a man paying for you. And still, Stansberry tells her, well, basically, then Ion is like, oh, well, I can understand, because, my husband, and, he pays for me, and that is how he shows me his love. And they're like, no, sweetie, it's not the same. And she's like, no, but Stansberry, you know, she kind of pays for Sergio. And they're like, no, that's not, no, you're reaching. You're reaching. So yeah, then Ion begins to get upset. I can't really explain to you why Ion got upset or what triggered her. Nobody at the table knows what triggered or got Ion upset, but she's really bothered. She starts to rant and she's really talking about nothing. And everyone at the table is annoyed because you can't even have a conversation with her because you don't know what the hell she's even talking about. We don't even know what she's arguing about anymore because she's not even making any sense. And you know, we love some Aeon over here, but it wasn't even making any sense. So that's kind of how we end the episode. It's a hot ass mess at dinner. And Aeon fussing, doing what she does best.
But she wanted to win an argument.
Because she wanted to win an argument and nobody was arguing with her.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
for
tuning in to this very late and mixed review of Real Housewives of Dubai.
We appreciate your patience.
Right, episode 9 and 10. Please make sure that you guys hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And please make sure that you are following us on all platforms. And we appreciate your support and love. And we will catch y'all next week. It might be late because my baby got a birthday party and, you know, I'm on mom duty. But I will catch y'all and we will get it to you sooner rather than later. So love you guys. Have a good night. And enjoy.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!